Thanks for stopping by again. This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show, and we have here my new QFX model J-22U Boombox, which has two shortwave bands. And even though it's almost 9 o'clock in the morning here in Florida, I'm receiving a ton of shortwave stations. Now, with that in mind, I'm cheating because I have a lead here, and let me back off a little bit. I have a clip lead here so that I can clip to my external, and it just came loose, my external outside antenna, which is a G5 RV, but I'm only getting half of the use of it because I'm only using the center conductor, and normally with that antenna it's a dipole antenna, which means the ground lead is connected to one side or one leg and the center is connected together to give you the full antenna. So I'm only connected to one side, and the reason I'm having to do that is because if you've seen my other videos, reception in my office on shortwave is almost impossible, because I have so many computers on and monitors, lights. It just creates too much RF noise. But I will, once I find a station using that. Stand by.
When did this lane become a bike lane?
That's my Wi-Fi radio coming on at 9 o'clock. Once I find a station, I'll disconnect the external antenna and extend the telescopic antenna and see how well I receive it, even in this noise environment with this radio. So here we go. Let me turn the volume up, and we'll tune. As you can see, as you can hear, I'm receiving a lot of stations, but only having this one tuning knob, main tuning knob, and no other tuning knob for fine tuning. It's a little difficult to tune, so you have to be kind of meticulous. Let's go on here. Turn the volume back up. And I'm approximately 7 megahertz. I was tuning from about 6.5 to 7 megahertz. So let's turn the volume back up. Now, 20 minutes ago when I first was playing with this, there was even more stations, but as it gets later in the morning, shortwave reception is going to get less and less, and I think I'm getting into that now. Okay, there's one, which is that's the Preacher Man, which usually comes in pretty clear. And I'm going to now disconnect that external antenna.
Know too much about truth? Because they don't know truth.
Let me move my camera up a little bit.
Because they don't know what's even in man. Confusion.
Okay. Now you can hear a lot of all that RF noise from my office. Now we'll extend the antenna. And the station is there, but all that RF noise from my office is just swamping out the station. That's why I have to use an external antenna. If I move this outside, away from this noisy RF environment, that noise level will go down, and then I can hear the station probably pretty good. So right now, while I'm in my office, I'm going to have to use that external antenna. Now this radio has no external antenna jack, so I have to use the crude method of just clipping on to the telescopic antenna. So I still suffer from some RF noise getting on this section of the telescopic antenna, plus this is an unshielded cable also. So I'm still going to get some RF noise. Turn the volume back up. And there he is.
Came on his website. You go to our website, www.
You can tell I'm right on the fringe of the morning where these stations are going to start dropping out. That's just the natural tendency as the day goes on. Like I say, right now I'm down to about 9.5 megahertz. We'll tune a few more stations and see what we get here. Spanish station. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. Ah, there's WWV. It's right in there. I lost it already. There. There's WWV at 10 megahertz. Kind of weak, but I would suspect, and we can do a little test here quickly, is I've got my Grundig 750 here, and my antenna is on a switch, so I can switch it over to that radio. And let's turn it on. Now, this is clear as...
And not put your affections in things.
There's the preacher man, and he's clear as a bell. And it's almost full scale. But the advantage of this hookup is that I'm bringing from the switch that switches my outdoor antenna from this radio to an external connection. The advantage when it's hooked to this radio is it comes from the switch through a heavily shielded coax cable to a coax connector, and there's an adapter to go to B and C, which I can see right now is giving a little strain on that connector. So it's shielded all the way to the radio. So it gets that advantage of keeping all the RF noise that's in this room out of the signal. So you get a nice clean signal.
Take issue when we talk about the Elijah messenger.
Now let's go to WWV, which we were just listening to at 10 megahertz. And much clearer. Again, this has the radio that the antenna cable is shielded all the way to the radio and into the radio. And it's using both the ground and the center conductor, which gives you both legs of the antenna. So when I'm using this connection, I'm only getting one leg, therefore I'm only getting like half the antenna, and therefore it's not as good as at the lower frequencies as if I had the whole antenna. So using this radio, I have two major advantages. One, fully shielded cable. Two, I'm using both sides of that dipole antenna. So let's turn this off. I'll switch back over here to the alligator clip crude connection. And It's lost WWV.
The word, because the name of God
Now, Preacher Man,
means the authority of God.
he's loud and clear now. So band conditions have changed enough that he's loud and clear.
You to receive him as God. He says, I am the
Let me see if I
Almighty
can.
God.
Now, right above him, like maybe 10 megahertz, based on what I was seeing on a Grundig, is WWV. He's that close to it. Maybe it's 50 megahertz.
Man, why in the Bible where not
See, he's coming in so strong now, I can't get WWV. It's too close to him, and with this single tuning knob, I can't split. Well, I can't get that WWV 10 megahertz signal without getting him. He's bleeding over into that band, and there's no bandwidth selections on this radio. There's none at all. So I can't narrow it down. Whoops, kick the camera. I can't narrow it down. Whoops. So that's one thing you will run into with this radio is in a term as selectivity. There's not very good selectivity of picking out one station when there's a bunch of stations very close together. It's just not there.
Se le ofrece al adulto mayor en nuestro país, específicamente.
Let's go to the other band. The other band starts at 14.3 megahertz and goes to 20 megahertz. So it picks up right off where the first band ends and goes from 14.3 to 2 megahertz, 20 megahertz. That appears to be a single sideband because I couldn't tune it in. There's a nice strong station.
But that's what I had read was REI was not opening on Thanksgiving. They're giving their employees.
Now that's indicating about 14.6 megahertz, and it's very strong.
They're going to pay their employees for that day too.
Oh my gosh, that's so un-American. Wow.
I'm not sure what that station is, but boy, it's clear.
About was Joanne Fabric.
Yeah.
And that
So anyway, that gives you kind of an indication. Even here at, what time is it now? It's about 9:15 in the morning here in Florida. I'm still getting very good reception. The problem is, as I indicated, you don't have fine tuning. So when conditions are exceptional, which it appears that they are right now, you're going to get a lot of overlap of stations, and it's going to be hard to pick just one station out. You're going to have to settle for whatever the strongest station is. The graphic equalizer probably, well, most likely is not going to help you there because it's not like a filter, a bandwidth filter. It doesn't act like a bandwidth filter. So it's strictly operating on the audio once it's gone through the receiver. It's not in the receiver section trying to filter things out before it goes on to the next stage. So anyway, I just thought I'd show you that shortwave. It does pick up a lot of shortwave stations. It's just that it's a little difficult to separate them out if you've got have them sitting on top of each other. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this show, please give me a thumbs up. That tells me that I'm providing shows that you enjoy. Bye-bye.